from a very tired girly pop after her first day in the office for a new job. Yes, I'm very aware I have a coffee stain on my jumper, but I'm now in my comfies and I'm not changing out of them. I've had a really nice day today. I think this job is going to be more challenging than any job I've done before. A lot of work to do, but everybody who works there is absolutely lovely and everyone's really keen on ideas and change, but not just for change's sake. Also went for a really nice lunch at Dishoom, so yeah, I really rated that. That was great. Other than just going into Manchester and going to the office, probably not going to do anything else too unusual this week, but this week's vlog is going to be my first week in the office, and I'm also going to talk a little bit about how I got a job working in travel, things that you can do to get a job working in travel if that's what you want. So hopefully you will get some tips if you want a new career in travel.
Think about who you're hanging out with and what they bring out in you. Are they bringing out joy and excitement and creativity and just like a safe space for you? Or are they bringing out chaos for you or wanting to gossip or wanting to be negative?
Okay, today is my third and final day in the office this week, and I'm only used to doing 2 days in the office per week and not consecutive days, so I'm definitely really tired today. But I feel like my outfit is a bit slay today, so that's giving me energy. Well, it's absolutely not slay, this is weather. Like, come on Manchester, it's nearly June. Here she is. Here's Tramcat. Hi, sweetie. So that is my last day in the office this week, done and dusted. I feel a little bit more energetic than I did this morning, actually. Maybe it's the fact that I know I'm going to be working at home tomorrow, so I'll be able to relax a little bit more. But I have had a really good week. I do still think it's going to be a difficult job, but I was a little bit overwhelmed after my first day when I came home and I said how difficult it will be. It will be absolutely fine. It's going to be great. The people are so nice. There is a lot to do, but that's really exciting. I love being busy, so that's going to be fab. I promised that we would talk a little bit more about working in travel, and whilst I've got a little bit of energy and while I'm still kind of dressed from the day, I'm not in my comfies, I thought we would have a chat now. I just want to start by saying, if you are looking for your first job, looking for a job, looking to change industries, it is so hard right now. It was hard when I graduated. I very much overachieved. I got a first class degree, I had a master's degree, I had internship experience, I had years of retail experience. I thought it would be an absolute walk in the park for me to get a job, and I had disappointment after disappointment. I do know that when I did finally get my grad job, it was just right. And I found that with every single interview I've done. And this is probably of very little comfort for you if you have done 100 interviews and you've still not found the right place. I get that. But every time I have done an interview and I have got the job, I have just thought to myself, this was right. I clicked with them. I was just exactly what they were looking for. So know that if you are struggling with getting a job, changing careers right now, know that you are not alone. It is so difficult. I am so sorry for that, but do keep going. Stick to your guns, stick to really what you want, and eventually you will interview at the right place or the right opportunity will come along and you'll just understand why you got so many pushbacks. If that opportunity doesn't come along, then sometimes you just have to work a job and eventually the right thing will come along. And yeah, very easy for me to say because it was a while ago now that I had my grad job, but yeah, you will get there, stick with it. First thing I would think about before you even start looking for a job in travel is, why do you want to do it? What is your why, and what is it that makes you want to work in travel? What do you think it's going to be? Because if you think it's going to be traveling lots of places, traveling across the world, staying in luxury hotels, visiting fabulous places, I'm sure there are jobs like that out there, but they're probably in like finance or something, or, high class business. If you work in travel, the reality is that you are either going to be behind a desk working in travel, or maybe you'll work on an airline and you will get to see lots of places, but it'll be very fleeting. Or maybe if you work in some sort of travel service industry, you will get to travel and see places, but you will probably stay in one place. So perhaps have a think about what you want out of it, but also be realistic and know that every job in travel is not like jet set, unfortunately. So if you love speaking to people and you want to help people on the ground in a resort and things like that, there are definitely jobs like that. If you would rather be sat at a desk writing about travel and writing about the different things that people can do, that's actually where I started, and it's a similar, I work in SEO now, and that's still a huge function of, if not my job, then people that report to me and I brief work to. So have a think about what you really want, and understand that just because you work in travel, it does not mean that you are going to travel all the time, unfortunately. You will get to travel sometimes. One of my last jobs, I was really lucky in that I got to travel once a quarter to North Devon, which I loved. It's such a beautiful place. A previous job, I traveled a lot to Northern Europe and sometimes to Spain as well. Sometimes you have to bear in mind that you will travel for literally the day and then you'll go home, or maybe you'll be in a hotel and you will just see like a grey industrial park, but you have to take the rough with the smooth. And sometimes you will really miss home, and sometimes you'll just be like, I cannot be bothered doing this today, and that's just the way it is. But sometimes you think to yourself, I can't be bothered staying at home today, so what's the worst, really? Which is the worst one out of those? And if you want to travel and see the world, or there's particular places that you want to travel to, then maybe working in travel is the right thing for you. If you're just starting out your career and you've just left uni, you might have a relevant degree, you might not. Maybe you just left school, or you're doing an apprenticeship, or you're in college. All of those things are really cool, and it's great to have qualifications, and it's really good to have experience too. But if you're a junior, something that's really, really important is that you show interest in what you're doing. So even if you just have a TikTok account that talks about the places you visited, or if you've not visited anywhere in life, then the places that you want to visit, and you're really sharing things like opinions with people, experience. I mean, I had a blog, but not as many people have blogs anymore, but I had a blog when I got my first job, and it just showed that I had an interest in the industry. So if you have a travel blog, amazing. If you have a vlog, share it on your CV, tell people about it. And also with some of these social media things, you will get opportunities and you will get contacts through having a presence on social media. So don't discount those. If you end up working with any brands, or if you create content for any brands, put it on your CV. And if you work with brands in travel that maybe you'd want to work for in the future, keep that contact in your pocket. So when you're ready to even intern, just drop them a line. Honestly, I'm a big believer in shy man gets now. So if you don't reach out to your contacts and say, I want to work in travel, I'd like to work with you, please can I shadow you? Are there any opportunities to do anything? You will get nowhere, because they're not just going to guess that you want to work with them. If you're more senior and you're thinking of moving industries, which is similar to what I did a couple of years ago, I really think the best thing to do is get contacts, great, show interest, great, have a TikTok, have a blog, all those things are amazing. But what was really pivotal for me in changing career was the fact that I related what I had already done to things I thought about the travel industry. So I work in marketing, specifically work in SEO, and I'd worked on lots of e-commerce sites, so shopping sites. And I related all the work I'd done to the travel sites I was interviewing for. And I talked about how product pages were, holiday property pages, category pages like dresses were almost like the destinations. So I could be scrolling a list of properties in Cornwall. So as long as I could show that I'd worked on that type of thing before, they were really happy with that. So showing I'd worked on related things plus an interest plus enthusiasm gets you really far as well. And just being an obviously very nice person to work with, that helps hugely as well. If you've tried all of the above and you're still not managing to get, whether you're getting interviews, whether you're not even getting interviews, I would highly recommend working for an agency. I know agencies is a big thing in marketing and advertising, but there are agencies across other industries as well. So whether that is hospitality, because when you work industry, you just get given clients or you get given jobs. And sometimes they will be in stuff that you don't want to do. And sometimes they'll be in stuff that you do want to do and you are interested with. It's kind of the luck of the draw, but eventually you might be assigned a travel client, and that is absolutely your way in to talk about the things you've done working with that travel client. Even if you worked for them for a short amount of time, everybody is really looking for experience. So that is a really useful way to get that experience without necessarily having to work for a travel company. I personally love working in travel because I feel like any job that pays a reasonable wage nowadays is selling people stuff. And I dislike the idea of selling people unnecessary things. Stuff that people buy gets thrown away, or, stuff that is contributing to issues in the planet. And travel is not perfect, especially not air travel. But I feel at least if I am selling people holidays and selling people travel and experiences, then that is a more wholesome thing to me. Someone might have a completely different opinion, and I just feel really good selling people holidays. Everybody loves a holiday. They are never time wasted. They are very rarely money wasted. So I just feel it is a really nice industry to work in. It really helps that I love traveling, of course. My new job is in UK holidays, and I've previously worked in UK holidays as well. Anytime I am looking at a webpage about Cornwall holidays or boat trips on the Norfolk Broads or hikes in the Lake District, it just gives me a little boost of dopamine because I love all of those things as well. And it really is nice that I get to work in an industry where I get to share things I love with people too. I think this has been a little bit of a shorter video than usual, but considering last week's Monster Mallorca vlog, I think I'm going to wrap it up here today. I hope you've enjoyed seeing my first couple of days in my new job this week, and the tips for working in travel were a little bit helpful, or maybe even if you're looking to move industries at all. If you're new here, I vlog mainly about travel, but lifestyle, gardening, just cute, cozy things, really. So if you've enjoyed this video and you would like to see some more, then please do subscribe and make sure to like this video using the buttons below as well. And I will see you next week for the next week's vlog.